You're watching First Business Morning News with Tom Hudson, Angela Miles, and John and Pete Najarian with a trade of the day.
Well, high gas prices has just about everybody paying closer attention to gas mileage. You know, pouring $100 into the SUV every other day certainly may have you in the market for a new set of wheels. But what if you lease that SUV? Can you get out of it? And what do you do if you can? Sergio Stieberman is along with us, Chief Executive Officer at LeaseTrader.com. Sergio, good morning. This is where you guys make your nickels and dimes, isn't it?
That's right. Good morning. How are you?
Well, with low interest rates and all the incentives we've had from the automakers over the past couple of years, why is anybody leasing anymore? Isn't it cheaper just to buy?
Well, remember that leasing, you get so much more for your money.
In terms of a more expensive car and
you
a lower
get so
price.
much more expensive price for a lower payment, yeah.
Yeah, it's that luxury demand that we've seen not only in the housing market but in the auto market too, right?
That is right, that is right, that's how it is.
So what about with those auto leases? Are we locked into them?
Well, until very recently, you know, once you sign that lease contract, you are locked into that contract. We do have an option for all those people that have a contract, that have a lease, and the option is to go ahead and have that contract assigned to another party or a buyer, and that's how our services at LeaseTrader come apart.
So it is possible, if you're locked into your lease, to transfer it to another person?
That's right. Most major leasing companies today are part of our programs. So if you have like General Motors or Toyota or Lexuses or BMWs or Saabs, you're able to do it. You definitely want to check with your leasing company prior to doing anything though.
After that is all said and done, what's the financial incentive for somebody who's got a lease and they want to trade it on your website? Why would they want to do that?
Well, if they're looking to get out of that lease, they're looking to get out of that contract, they're looking at a couple of different options. Option number one would be to come to a dealer, and it will cost them a few $1,000s, you know, to say the least.
Right.
Option number two is try to go ahead and sell it on their own and pay the leasing company. I guess there's one more option, which is an involuntary repossession, which you just
let them take the car away.
That's right, which hurts your credit.
Sure.
And you know, the least expensive or the best option out there is to actually get out of that lease through transferring it to a credit qualified party, and that's what we do.
And how about that credit qualified party? Because obviously you're taking on a bit of a credit risk when you're looking for somebody to take over your payments.
Well, it's not the payments that they're taking over only. Remember that the contract gets transferred and you're completely out of the loop once the transaction is completed. So you can go out your merry way and go find another vehicle, you know, get something else, or maybe just, you know, not get a car at all.
I got to ask, Sergio, do you own or lease your own car?
I lease them all.
You do?
Sure.
Certainly. That's where your bread and butter's made. You make money on the listing fees, right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay. We got to run and leave it at that. Thank you, Sergio. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Sergio Stieberman is the Chief Executive Officer at LeaseTrader.com.